Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Supervisor Clavin.
Here.
Councilman Dunn.
Here.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby. Councilwoman Miller.
Here.
Councilman Muscarella.
Yeah.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Here.
Councilman Schneider.
Here. Councilwoman Miller, would you please be kind enough to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
Place your hand on your heart. Join me. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Madam Clerk, please call first public hearing.
We have a proposed local law regarding regulations and restrictions to limit parking near Island Park, Merrick, and Oceanside.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? Okay, I don't have any slips on item number 1. Anybody wish to be heard? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Yep.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
The proposed local law regarding parking or standing prohibitions in Baldwin, Elmont, Franklin Square, Garden City South, Levittown, Merrick, Oceanside, and Uniondale.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? Do not have any slips. Anybody wish to be heard that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
Mr. Supervisor, I move that we move the motion and that each of our members help us pass it.
I second that motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Get you.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding arterial stops in Elmont, Hewlett, and Seaford.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? All right. I don't have any slips. Anybody wish to be heard that did not sign in on this item? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
The proposed local law regarding traffic regulations in the vicinity of schools in Oceanside.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? I don't have any slips in this item. Anybody wish to be heard? Did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move that the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Yes.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye. Please call the next item.
Proposed local law regarding bus stops in Levittown.
Any member of the board wish to be heard? I have no slips. Anybody wish to be heard that did not sign in on this one? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board approve the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Yes.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have proposed handicap parking on public streets in Elmont, Merrick, Roosevelt, near Valley Stream, and West Hempstead.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard? Anybody wish to be heard that did not sign in? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board adopt the item.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin.
Aye.
Councilman Dunn.
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby.
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller.
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella.
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder.
Aye.
And Councilman Schneider.
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the next item.
We have a proposed local law regarding criminal history record checks.
Sure. Any member of the board wish to be heard? I do not have any slips on this item. Anybody wish to be heard that did not sign in? Sure, if you go to the mic and give your name and address, that'd be great.
Pearl Uniondale. Can you elaborate on that, please? Criminal records history check.
Town attorney? The criminal records check, the change in the state law.
State of New York.
The town has been fingerprinting every employee that's hired full-time for decades. We're complying with state law, which says that now, in addition to competitive, non-competitive positions can also be fingerprinted.
So you're saying that everyone wasn't fingerprinted prior to this new?
Everybody who gets full-time employment with the town is going to be fingerprinted.
But in the past, they weren't. So this is a new
No,
initiative.
no, they had been, I think.
They have been. We're just complying with a new
The
state law.
the New York State changed like wording in law, so we had to amend this to put on as a provision, but they had been fingerprinted prior to.
Okay, thank you.
No worries. Anybody else? If not, may I please have a motion?
I move the public hearing be closed and the board approve this item.
Second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby?
Aye.
Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider?
Aye. Madam Clerk, please call the administrative calendar.
Today, we have items number 8 through 48 on the administrative calendar.
Okay, any member of the board wish to be heard on any?
Mr.
administrative-
Supervisor, just a couple of ministerial issues.
Yep.
With regard to Resolution 47 involving the Woodmere Club, it's come to engineering's attention that the meets and bounds description that was posted in the newspaper was not correct. We're adding thence north 46 degrees, 1910, west a distance of 456.47 feet to a point. It's a whole long meets and bounds description. We're adding that line. It will be published correctly. The town board members now have that new description, and I just wanted to make for the record clear that we've added that. With regard to item number 19, that's regarding the Green Acres Mall. We have been in constant discussion, and we actually have an agreement with the Village of Valley Stream. A small portion of the property is in the Village of Valley Stream. They've asked us to take the lead here. We're taking the lead here. In our agreement, it indicates that we will be paying them a proportionate portion of the building department fees that we received. In addition, the developer, because of the impact that this property expansion will have, and it's really just a supermarket, and they're very, very, very excited about it in the Village of Valley Stream. They've agreed to, within 60 days of any approval of a site plan, paying the town a community benefit of $210,000.
Any member of the board wish to be heard on the administrative calendar? Anything else, John? That's it? Okay. Well done. I have one person who signed up for the administrative calendar, Marcia DiTieri. Hi, morning, your name and address, please?
Morning, Marcia DiTieri, Merrick, New York. Item number 22, I do commend you on some tree preservation regarding subdivisions. The question I have is, does anyone from the town during the construction as well as after the construction assure that tree preservation has been abided by? Or they're just told to do it and whatever happens, happens? And what are the repercussions if they don't follow the law?
Mr. Supervisor?
Hold on, wait a minute. You're going to steal the spotlight.
Oh, Danny's coming up? Okay. I was going to make it quick, but.
No, there's no quick with you. Why don't you, Dan, why don't you come on and give your name and address for the record? Thank you.
Dan Leo, Deputy Commissioner of the Building Department. In regard to your question as far as do we check? Yes. A proposed survey will be given to us showing the location of the trees that will remain. When the project is finished, we ask for a final survey. We match the final with the proposed. And at that point, we'll see if trees additionally were removed or they did comply with the plan.
And if they were removed?
We'll deal with that in the field and we'll see exactly the extent of what they did.
Are there large fines? Do the trees have to be of comparable size?
I can't answer that directly because, again, it would be on a case-by-case basis. If a tree was removed that didn't necessarily need to be removed, again, when these projects are built, a tree might be in the way for construction, sewer lines, power lines, and we have to take that into consideration when we go and do the inspection.
But don't they look at that before, and don't they know that prior to the construction?
Again, when you have an active construction site, you never know what situation you're going to run into.
Okay, I'm just asking, just for the future, to please follow up, because I see time after time when these subdivisions are being made, and I spoke with your office regarding that every tree is removed. And I just want to make sure that it is followed up, and these developers know that they can't do anything they want because nothing's going to happen, or it's such a minimal fine that the money outweighs the repercussions. Please, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz. Thank you. Anybody else wish to be heard on the administrative calendar? It's not signed in. If you give your name and address, thanks.
Pearl Uniondale, item number 45, please. Clarification.
Traffic? Anybody here from traffic? I know Tom retired. You can be the new Tom. Congratulations. There you go.
Morning.
Identify yourself.
Morning Supervisor, Town Board, Rob Capriola and Rob Murphy.
And Rob Murphy.
Gentlemen, nice to see the both of you. Congratulations and welcome. You get to come to the town board meetings from now on.
Thank you.
They're very exciting.
That's for the next Town Board on July 1st, and we're going to be removing and adjusting parking restrictions around the school zones.
All of the school stuff?
No, just that, for that location.
That
I could get you it after the Town Board.
Okay, and what would that help? That would help with the, is that school located, or do you know what school is involved?
I'm going to find out all the paperwork right now for
Because
you.
there's a school on Jerusalem Avenue. I'm trying to get camera technology on Jerusalem Avenue because it's an absolute disaster there. So you'll touch bases with me. And thank you so much, both of you, for introducing yourselves this morning.
Not a problem.
Perfect gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, listen to me. Too, you should cherish this. This is it. This is the start of a beautiful relationship at every board meeting, all right? I like that. You have big shoes to fill since your predecessor retired after 30 plus years. So, like I said, town boards are great. You guys are going to do it. Keep it up that kind of way. We appreciate it. It's nice of you to say as well. Anybody else wish to be heard on the administrative calendar? All right. If not, may I please have a motion on the administrative calendar?
Dorothy.
Oh, I move the board, listen, ma'am. I move the board and the administrative calendar in its entirety.
I second the motion.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby? Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
And Councilman Schneider.
Aye.
All right. You got a motion to adjourn?
I move that we adjourn.
Second.
Supervisor Clavin?
Aye.
Councilman Dunn?
Aye.
Deputy Supervisor Gooseby? Councilwoman Miller?
Aye.
Councilman Muscarella?
Aye.
Councilwoman Ryder?
Aye.
Councilman Schneider.
Okay. Not the town board is adjourned. We're accustomed to stay and listen to the residents who have comments. We have a couple of people signed in here. This computer is worst. Wait a minute there. We will start with Brendan Rebel. Mr. Rebel, if you give your name and address for the record, thank you.
Good morning, Brandon Rebel, Inwood. Good morning, Supervisor Clavin, members of the Town Council. My name is Brandon Rebel. I live on Knoll Street in Inwood, a residential block now surrounded by industrial activity that doesn't belong in our suburban neighborhoods. I love growing up in Inwood, the 5 towns, and of course the town of Hempstead, but it is heading in a direction that it is going to become a place where no one will want to raise their children. I'm here today because our community is being overwhelmed and it is putting families at risk. What is happening along Bayview Avenue is not just poor planning, it is dangerous. Children walk these streets every day. Seniors and those with health conditions live here. And as you may know, we have a large population of religious who have to walk on the weekends. They're now forced to share the road with tractor trailers and commercial vehicles that block the road, pull out of loading bays at high rates of speed with no warning, leaving no space on sidewalks and no buffer. If you also look at a map, roads like Knoll, Waterfront, and Alameda are not accessible unless you take Bayview Avenue. At the April 9th hearing, the attorney for Inwood Bayview LLC claimed that the house next to the rezoned parcel at the corner of Bayview and Cherry was a trucking office and called the area industrial. This is false. This is a residential neighborhood with families who have been here for generations. We are also concerned that the rezoning may have happened without a proper public notice, which would violate Town Code subsection 269.1C. Neighbors never saw a sign or received proper hearing notifications. We feel the public may have been denied their right to speak. Since this rezoning, things have only gotten worse. In addition to block roads, residents must navigate around, including children's school buses, because there is a bus stop right there. Trucks are now parked directly on unpaved grassy areas at the site that was rezoned, possibly leaking contaminants into the soil. It started with places like 500 Bayview Avenue, the car washes, ambulette yards, which are all turning our residential streets into industrial wasteland. And we have now expanded that to trucks parking on grass. Our sidewalks are blocked, trucks idle on corners, you can't see around them, and you must drive on the wrong side of the road, even late into the night, without lights on the trucks. Of course, parking commercial vehicles between 12 a.m. and 6 a.m. is also against town code. It is not safe, and it is not right to those who live here, and of course, the taxpayer. As a conservative, I believe in strong communities, safe streets, preserving our suburbs, and of course, transparency. What is happening here seems to be a lack of both outreach and accountability. With the Inwood Lawrence transit-oriented development plan now recessed, we have a chance to rethink development on a smaller, community-focused scale. Many oppose the original plan. We're not against growth, but fear overdevelopment and the loss of our small-town character. Development should be balanced. Low-density housing, small-scale commercial, green buffers, safe streets, and smart infrastructure. The Town Council recently approved a higher-density site nearby, showing support for thoughtful growth. Why not improve the rest of the Bayview Avenue and Inwood area this way? Inwood.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. Rebel. You can follow up with an email. We'll, of course, read that. Next, I have Norman Robinson. Mr. Robinson, if you go back, Mike, and give your name and address, that'd be awesome.
Good morning. My name is Jackie Robinson Norman, Sr. I live in Uniondale for the last 45 years. Good morning to Supervisor Don Clavin, to Deputy Supervisor Dorothy Gooseby. First of all, I'd like to give requisition for Juneteenth. To quote Frederick Douglass, I didn't know I was a slave until I found out I couldn't go where I wanted to go. Today, I think we all are sort of slaves. Also in the Bible, Pontius Pilate says, I find no fault with this man. I say, do you find any fault with this man? Also, I am trying to be a better man with virtue and morality, with the need to act honestly and fairly with all, staying under control with desires and proper boundaries, staying under control in conduct and personality, discipline, and help, with the help of God. Now, the real reason I'm here is that I stand to speak on some property me and my wife looked at, was interested in, 4953 Hewlett Street. We were pre-approved by the bank, so I did some checking on my own because the real estate agent, the seller, and my agent said that there was no record of the taxes for the property. So I came here to Washington Street. They sent me to 200 Franklin Street. They sent me to 240 Old Country Road to tax assessment, where they could not only tell me what the taxes were, they could not tell me that the structure was built. Also, there was no residence. So we was given a showing twice, not once, but twice of the property. But there's no record in town hall of the property being built. On May 13th of this month, I spoke here at the town hall meeting. Mr. Supervisor, you gave me a name, put me in contact with a person after the meeting, and that person, Cerise Vanderhall, has never called me since May the 3rd. I called her 9 to 10 times. So I'm standing to find out what is the proper protocol for building of a new structure.
So why don't we do this right now? Danny, you here? There you go. We have the Commissioner of Buildings right behind you, Mr. Robinson. So why don't he's going to take you to the back right now and give you a helping hand through the entire process, all right? You got it.
Okay.
Danny, you'll take him to the back room? Thank you, Mr. Robinson. All right, next I have Marcia DiTieri. Good morning again. If you give your name and address, thank you.
Sure. Marcia DiTieri, Merrick, New York. I'm here to present my concerns regarding the use of gas leaf blowers, as I'm sure bothers so many people. They're still being used in this township. I was informed after meeting with Senator Rhodes that local government would be more able to put a ban on sale and use of these toxic two-stroke engine leaf blowers rather than a statewide ban due to the close proximity of homes here compared to statewide. Properties that are more widespread will not have the same polluting effects as we do, due to more open space where the pollutants can disperse into the atmosphere versus our homes. The two-stroke engines used in these leaf blowers burn oil, which is toxic, banned in motorcycles, cars, and most lawnmowers, yet they are still legal here. Besides the extreme noise pollution, nauseating smell, disregard for neighbors' properties, and littering our roads, they are still legal. Local Incorporated Village have banned them, and I am requesting, if not for the environmental impact, the wildlife that die when these high-powered blowers remove all the leaves that keep them protected. But the fumes, pollen, herbicides, and pesticides that are now airborne into our homes, our properties, and our children's lungs. In the past 5 years, within a 2-block radius, there are 3 neighbors that I know of that have stage 4 cancer. One has already passed. This could be a contributing factor. I am asking that the alternative types of blowers be required to use, at least during prime season, to protect all of your constituents and the environment. Please consider banning these toxic gas leaf blowers. Thank you.
Okay, you have a great day. Next, I have Pearl Jacobs.
Well, Jacobs Uniondale, I have pictures, I'll hand them in later. But I'm writing, this is what has greeted me while driving down Uniondale Avenue this past Sunday morning. Garbage and debris everywhere. It was so appalling that I was compelled to stop to take these pictures. These pictures substantiate the consistent complaints of Uniondale residents regarding the neglect that is demonstrated by our local government. Ironically, on one of the pictures, there is a no dumping or littering sign adjacent to an overflowing trash receptacle with litter and debris surrounding it. In the past, I have come before this board requesting to meet with your Quality of Life Task Force. Many months have passed, and I'm still waiting for a reply. I have in my hands a Facebook post dated May 16th from the town office of Town Clerk Kate Murray, quote, "Our Quality of Life Task Force was hard at work in Levittown today. Councilman Dennis Dunn, Legislator John Ferretti, and I stopped by to thank the town of Hempstead Quality of Life team for their efforts," end quote. Also included is a picture of a person that I took laying prone on a sidewalk on Uniondale Avenue this past Sunday morning. I took a picture and I called 911. This is the result of the oversaturation of shelter homes in Uniondale, another example of injustice. Questions. Does the Town of Hempstead Quality of Life Task Force serve all communities of the Town of Hempstead or just select zip codes? Question 2. What criteria does a community have to meet in order for the Town of Hempstead Quality of Life Task Force to be dispatched in communities of color? Question 3. Referencing these pictures of overflowing garbage on Uniondale Avenue is a constant occurrence. Every weekend, trash is left on the sidewalks and the curbs with overflowing trash cans and plastic bags, which attracts rodents and crows. What will be the Town of Hempstead's plan of action to alleviate this health and safety issue? Those are my questions. I assume I'm not getting any answers. Segregated quality control must cease in the Town of Hempstead. Taxes for all, service for some. I do have my taxation without representation shirt on today. I hope maybe one day I will be able to burn this. Communities of color are taxed but receive minimal services. This has to stop. I would like to submit my pictures, and I would like responses on these, please. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, thank you. And first off, I want to thank you for taking the time to recognize the Quality of Life crew, and I want to thank Kate and the town board members. No, I'm sorry, I'm talking now. Secondly, if I'm not mistaken, Uniondale Avenue is a county road. So I think that you signal out County Road constantly. You have a wonderful new legislator there. Lena Hicks is awesome. That's great. You can work with that. And in regard to the housing, again, that's a county-related issue. Again, county legislator is great. Your prior county legislator, who is now the state senator, was awesome to work with. Sheila Bono is a wonderful champion up there in Albany for us, and we love to work together. And lastly, I know recently, when it comes to the Quality of Life crew, they run under the highway department. So we asked the residents to reach out to their representative, who I know you know personally is the deputy supervisor, who does a tremendous job. She'll help coordinate for any communities that anybody would like it in. We've had the teams out in Elmont. We've had the teams out in Levittown. I know that Councilwoman Ryder just had them out in Lakeview for a great time. So as we say to the residents, we ask you to reach directly out to your council person, in your case, the deputy supervisor of the town of Hempstead, Dorothy Gooseby, so she can work with our great highway commissioner to send her down. Is there anybody else wish to be heard on that didn't sign in? No, it's okay. Is anybody else wish to be heard?
Thank you very much.
Why don't you come on up to the mic? Thank you so much. You should please, thank you very much. Would you like to speak? Okay, you're going to have your opportunity to speak now or not. Please, you walk up to the mic and you can speak. Thank you. Hi, good morning. Your name and address. Thank you.
Chris Jacobs, Iandale. On driving this past Sunday, I saw a Town of Hempstead sign that said repaving project. It was at the corner of Yunda Avenue and Nassau Road. I just want to question, I'm pretty sure, hopefully I'll get an answer on this, as to which roads are being slated to be repaved due to the fact that, as I mentioned before, NatGrid did a lot of digging on the tertiary roads, which the Town of Hempstead is responsible for. They weren't repaved properly. They were insufficiently restored. So hopefully the roads that NatGrid, basically ripped up and didn't pave over correctly will take precedence over whatever other roads were slated to be repaved.
Okay, Mr. Jacobs, a pet peeve of mine. I'm going to ask my commissioner and deputy commissioner back there to talk to you about any of those roads. You don't think that those utilities fixed properly? I'm delighted to follow up with you on that, and they'll be delighted to. And those two just sprung up ready because they know that's a pet peeve we have in the town when we spend lots of money to do hundreds of miles of roadway and the utilities come in and eat them up and don't repave them properly. In fact, we're one of the few municipalities that we enforce pretty much a strict curb to curb. So they'll be delighted to, because that actually irks all of us up here. We're with you on that one. Yeah, I got you. So I appreciate it.
It hurts my axles too.
You got it. All right. Listen, anybody else? If not, then I tell everybody have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you all.